InsideThunder.com. Powered by Wheeler Whitlock Insurance.
Hi, I'm Randy Renner at Chesapeake Energy Arena. The Thunder snapped that three-game losing streak on Sunday night in a resounding way, beating Phoenix 124-103. The game was a bit of a struggle at times, but the Thunder really clamped down, played much better in the second half. They were outstanding on defense and really blew it open offensively as well. As usual, it was a big night for Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. KD with 32 points. Russ had 21, and he also had 13 assists. It was also a big night off the bench for both Enes Kanter and Dion Waiters. Kanter with 21 points on 9 for 10 shooting, and Waiters had 19 on 6 for 9 shooting. It's the first time in Thunder history that at least two players have scored at least 19 points coming off the bench. So it was a big night for Oklahoma City. Afterwards, we had a chance to talk with head coach Billy Donovan and also Enes Kanter, Russell Westbrook, and Kevin Durant.
Well, yeah, I thought overall we played pretty well, except probably midway through that end of that first quarter there. We got up by about 15, and we kind of relinquished the lead there. I thought in the second half, our bench came in and played really, really well, and I think we were able to obviously extend the lead. But I thought overall our defense continues to get better and continues to improve. I thought our big guys tonight did a great job in coverages. I thought they were pretty decisive in what they were doing. And I thought we shared the ball very well. We moved it. And then I think another positive has been 2 games in a row now that we've kept our turnovers down and really did a good job on areas I think we're looking to improve on.
Coach, you talked about how the lead went down a little bit in the fourth. In the past games, those leads would have been evaporated. What was the key tonight for making that not happen?
Well, I think the biggest thing is certainly trying to get into a rotation is important, and I think also just trying to give those guys confidence coming in there. Giving them an opportunity there, the rest part of that second quarter, and then part of that third, beginning of the fourth, to go out there and play. And I thought they responded, really, really well. And I thought we got a really, really good game from Enes tonight. I thought he did a great job in his pick and roll coverage. I thought he was okay in the first half, and I thought he was exceptional in the second half. We didn't get beat on any lobs to Chandler, and they're really good at that. So I thought our bigs did a nice job of containing the ball and then getting back to him and not allowing him to get behind our defense. They made a couple tough threes. We didn't shoot it particularly well from the three-point line. But, I think instilling confidence in those guys. Because, listen, Kevin and Russell and Serge, those 3 guys in particular, they are, obviously have been here for a while and they've experienced a lot of success. But we need to continue to build the group around them. I think that's really, really important. And there's going to be some times where we have maybe some of those dips like we did in that, end of that first quarter, beginning of the second. And we're going to have to play through that, because we've got to build, I think, the entire team. And I got confidence in all those guys. And I think we're all learning and growing together.
David Garrett, the franchise. What has Mitch McGary done to earn the minutes he got tonight?
Well, I think we had talked about this. I felt bad for Mitch, coming out of that Memphis preseason game. That concussion really kind of set him back a little bit. And then he was, really not quite himself. He had missed a lot of practice. We were kind of getting ready to start the season. He kind of got behind. We had 4 games in 5 nights. We didn't have much practice. He didn't have much time. So just wanted to give Mitch a chance, just give him a chance to try to get him in there. I think he can help our team. He's got a good motor. I'm sure for him, the first time getting on the court in quite some time, there's some areas he can get better at, but I think at least him getting his feet wet was good.
Nick Gallo, OKCThunder.com. Seemed like this might have been the most disruptive your defense has been so far this season. Why were you able to generate so many steals, so many fast break opportunities?
Well, I think as we start to get more and more comfortable with what we're trying to do defensively, I think that at this, in this league, you can't just play pick and rolls the same every single time. I think I've talked about that. So when sometimes you have different coverages, it can be, a little bit something they have to get used to. And I thought tonight we did a really, really good job of really getting back to when they went with shooters in the front court, of getting back to those guys. I thought Serge, I thought Enes, Mitch, Steven when he was in there, all those guys really did a good job. And I think when they get up there like that, and not that they need to be all the way up, but when they're at that level, the screen or just below it, it kind of slows down that drive coming at them. And I think in doing that, it enabled us, to your point, to build back out and get some steals.
You went to that lineup with Waiters and Kanter around Ibaka, Westbrook, and Durant midway through the fourth, and they really spurted out. If they play enough defense like they did tonight, can that be kind of like a really dominant offensive lineup?
Yeah, you know, I think this offensively with our team, I think when we don't get stagnant and we move and share the ball and pass the ball and keep the floor moving, I think we can shoot high percentages. I got a lot of confidence in those guys because I think the ball will find the open man. I mean, Kevin had 32 tonight, but the thing that I've been really impressed with Kevin the last 2 games is he's really played the game the right way. You know, he's really made extra passes. He's gotten guys shots. I think he's made great choices of when to shoot and when to pass and when he can find guys to get open shots. So I've always felt, you know, pretty good with our team offensively, just moving and we're sharing the ball because I think we'll get good looks. But I think to your point is that that group continues to grow defensively because Dion Waiters is a good defensive player. You know, I think there's a lot with Dion that people look at, you know, as a guy that maybe, I think we've talked about this, that mid-range jump shot, and it's not a high-efficiency shot, so to speak, and, you know, his efficiency. But the one thing that I think people lose sight on with Dion is a really good defender. He's a really good passer, and he's a smart player. And when he's locking in defensively, like he has been the last, you know, 3-4 games here, because he's been really good defensively, I think as he plays efficiently on offense, it helps our team.
Are some of the lineups that we're seeing right now, are they a product still of early season experimentation, or is this just a night-to-night matchup thing that you're kind of going through?
Well, I think you're always looking to look at matchups and those things, and you always, I think, want to sub and try to put guys in position where they can have a good matchup or a matchup they can handle and they can have success when they're out there. But I have confidence in our whole entire team. I really mean that. You know, I mean, Nick Collison is by far one of the most professional people I've ever been around. He's one of the most unbelievable team guys I've ever been around. And, you know, I think he, you know, not playing tonight, like he sees a bigger picture too. We've got to develop our whole team. You know, certainly we've got some really high-level established players, but, you know, I think when you look at a guy like Kyle Singler with the trade, Dion with the trade, DJ Augustine with the trade, you know, when you're coming in like they were coming in a year ago, it takes a while to get accustomed. And I think that trying to give those guys the opportunity to play. And that's not to sit there and say that Anthony Morrow, who's been really, really professional, the next night couldn't come out there and play either. So I think we got to be able to make those decisions. And I think every guy on our roster is really, really important. So I don't think you want to, as a coach with your team, saying, hey, listen, we're locked in with this and we're never changing it and this is who we're going to be for the rest of the year, because things can change. You get foul troubles, you get injuries, you have different things you have to deal with. I think all of our guys need to be prepared and ready to play and made to be feel important. And that's, I think, one of the things I've tried to do, at least these first 5-6 games, is keep really kind of everybody engaged. Also with the understanding it's hard to perform and play well if you're not getting into a rhythm. So I tried to help those guys create a rhythm for themselves tonight.
So speaking of Morrow, is that one of the things, is it to try to get a look with some other people? You know, he got a DNP tonight in his minutes.
Yeah, no, and I talked to Anthony before the game. I think, you know, one of the things, someone talked about this before the game, you know, is there a trend in the NBA of playing 2 point guards? You know, that's a little bit different, you know, when you've got 2 really, really explosive point guards out there. And, you know, Dre gives us some really, really good defense. I've got confidence in Anthony's defense as well, but it was one of those games where I felt like we were going to have, you know, enough scoring in the game if we moved and shared it, but wanted to put some length, you know, on one of those guards, and really both those guards, because I think when you talk about Russell and Robertson, those guys have length against those guys, and then our bigs did a great job of really preventing those guards from getting downhill. So, you know, that was a decision we made, but that's not to sit there and say that, you know, Anthony couldn't be in there, or Nick, you know, against Washington, as we start to evaluate that.
How important was that stretch in the beginning of the second quarter? The second unit gave up a big run at the end of the first quarter,
yeah,
and then Dion really kind of took it on his shoulders to kind of get guys back into the game. He scored a string of points. So how big was that second quarter stretch?
You know, I think the one thing you want, you know, from your bench when you're coming in there is really to kind of hold serve and to play well and play with each other. And you know, we lost that lead pretty quickly. I think we were up 15, and I thought our guys started the game focused and ready to play, and I think they came out that way. But inevitably, you're going to start to sub, and that stretch there wasn't a great stretch for us. But I give those guys a lot of credit because when they got back in there, they played at a much better level than they did in that first half.
It didn't seem like Steven missed a beat coming off of the soreness from the previous game. I mean, he had 5 blocks in the first 3 quarters.
He did a good job as well, and I think Enes was playing well, and just what he's been dealing with his back, I didn't think it was necessary to throw him in huge minutes tonight. So he got his 20 minutes, and we took him out. The game was going well at that point in time. I didn't see a need to really put him back in the game.
And just going to talk about the second half you had when coming in, able to pretty much get whatever you wanted on the offensive end. What was the key for you?
I think the key was just the pace, and we're really sharing the ball. We got 27 fast break points tonight, and we were just really ready. And everybody was on the same page. Everybody went out there just fight.
It looked like in the first half the bench had a hard time keeping the lead. How were you able to turn that around in the second half?
We talking timeout. I mean, we got to do this, because they were really going at us. And the last 3 games, bench. So this game, bench really helped us out, and we were really ready. And tonight, the most important thing tonight was we were really connected, and everybody was on the same page, and we were just focused.
Billy said that he thought your pick and roll defense was exceptional in the second half. How much more comfortable are you with that now than what you were?
I was more focused after, and I was more comfortable out there. That's why every time when I'm out there, somebody were talking to me, Steven or Serge or Nick, somebody was talking to me, really tried to help me. So those guys gave me a lot of confidence, and I just went out there and tried to do my best.
Enes, you had a lot of hustle plays. You were getting down on the end of the court when they got out in transition. How important was that for you tonight?
I think it's important for all of us, because of those games, just hyping everybody up, and we're like I said tonight, we need that really bad tonight's game, and we just went out there and just tried to do our job.
The lineup that kind of broke away in the fourth quarter was the lineup that kind of broke away in the fourth was you, Dion, and then Kevin, Russ, and Serge. How dominant can that lineup be offensively if you guys just play enough defense?
I think the most important thing, we went out there tonight was defense, but definitely, everybody was scoring the ball crazy. Kevin and Dion. So whoever touches the ball, could score the ball crazy. So it was pretty good.
Have you ever played within a lineup like that? That's got weapons at every position?
No, everybody, could score. I never played a lineup like that before, because Dion scores, Kevin scores, everybody, Russell scores, everybody scoring that lineup, Serge can score. So it was pretty fun, though.
Can you talk about the production? Dion and Enes both had big games. Can you talk about the production from the bench?
Did a great job, man. Did a great job tonight. Coach challenged those guys to come out and play well, and they answered. Did a great job of coming out, competing, and playing at a high level.
What did you guys do better against Bledsoe in the second half?
Pick and roll coverage was a lot better in the second half. Did a good job of keeping the ball in front of us.
Russ, you came out with that big dunk in the first quarter. How big is that kind of play just to set the tone and get your teammates excited early on?
It was good to be able to get out in transition and get the crowd involved and obviously get my guys and everybody else going as well.
Sometimes you go for those big dunks. Sometimes you just kind of make it a little more standard. How do you pick and choose when you want to go for this?
I don't know. I just, go for it, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Don't think I just go. It's half of my problem.
Pretty emphatic the way you guys closed up so now. Was that a good thing for this team to kind of win this one going away?
Yeah, it was good for us. We started the game off well, then we had a little dry spot. And our second unit did a good job of closing out the first half. And we hit them in the mouth early to start the third quarter, and we just cruised on.
The lineup that spurred it away was you, Russ, Serge, and then Enes and Dion, who played well tonight. What can that lineup do offensively? Just how dominant can it be?
Oh, it could do a lot on both ends. We got versatile defenders. Enes is doing a great job on the defensive end for us. He's blocking shots. He's in good position. Serge is playing well and playing hard on the defensive end. I mean, on the defensive end, we can wreak havoc. Offensively, we got a lot of weapons, so that speaks for itself. But we want all our lineups to be really good, and I think we have a team to do that.
You had that Eurostep finger roll there, but right before that, Russ dove on the ground. You guys are up 20. What does it say that he's willing to kind of sacrifice himself in that kind of situation?
Yeah, he just plays extremely hard, and that was one of those momentum-changing plays. Coach talks about those all the time, that we want to always, win that momentum-changing play, category, and that was one of those plays. And did a great job, and we converted defense into offense pretty quickly and got points, and that kind of broke their backs a little bit.
First time in Thunder history that two guys get 19-plus off the bench. Pretty exciting to hear that.
Yeah, you know, that shows how deep we are as a team. We just got to put it together. You know, we got to be consistent with it. You know, I'm sure it was Dion and
Enes.
It makes it even better if you don't know who it is.
Right.
But yeah, Dion had the ball in his hands. That's what he excels at. You know, he can shoot the ball, he can spot up and shoot, but he's better with the ball in his hands. I was thinking that second unit, coach did a good job of putting it in his hands. He made great decisions all night, and it's just a bulldog. And he just did what he usually does for us. You know, score and rebound, and you know, we got a good win.
In terms of the team's development, was that a good experience maybe for that second unit? It had a rough first quarter, but then to see them bounce back.
We need to go through these times, you know. It's vital for our success. It's vital for our growth. We need to go through it. You know, it's not good going through it. It's not fun, but we need to. And new system, new lineups, different team, and we need to go through some rough patches. And you know, you can definitely win games not playing well, but you know, for us to lose games, you know, it helps us out a lot. And I just want to keep building.
What do you think you learned most this time?
What we need to work on, you know, you can't turn the ball over. You know, we gotta make the right plays down the stretch on the offensive end. That's when Russell and myself. Second unit, we have to come in and you know, either cut into a deficit or build a lead. You know, so we learned a lot about ourselves, and that's good. That's good for us. You know, I always say you learn more from losing, and you know, we did a good job of bouncing back tonight.
Following that Suns run at the end of the first quarter, you kind of walked over to that group and put your arms around them. What were some of the things you were saying to them?
Just keep going, keep going. You know, you know, it was easy for guys to get their heads down when we had a nice lead, and you know, it kind of withered away there. But just keep going. You know, it's a long game, it's a process. Just keep fighting. They did that. Came out and gave us a little small cushion going into the halftime, and we was able to extend the lead.
It was nice to see them come out strong again in the fourth quarter there.
Yeah, you got confidence. You know, when you play with confidence, you can do a lot. And the whole second unit did a great job of pressing that lead up. And Phoenix is a good team. They're quick. Eric Bledsoe is one of the fastest people I've ever seen in my life. And Tyson Chandler has been a great veteran player for him. And I think our guys like Mitch and Enes and Dion, they play well and handle themselves well.
You hit that jumper over Bledsoe in the fourth quarter. It looked like you guys had some fun with that. Was that just a too small thing?
Yeah, I mean, E-Bled talks a lot of shit, so I'm a major shit talking myself.
There you go, KD and Russ and Enes and Billy Donovan. Thunder with a big win over Phoenix to snap that losing streak. They will practice on Monday and then fly to Washington, D.C. for a date with the Wizards on Tuesday night. Keep it right here. We'll keep you updated on InsideThunder.com.